Alright, well, I'm trying out my partially finished home studio now. It still needs some dampening, but you probably can already hear the difference from my video I posted just a moment ago or so with it on the piano, and it being this book. So, yes, this is When the Brain Can't Hear by Terry James Ellis. I have two copies right here in front of me, the front and the back, for demonstration purposes. This was published around 94, I believe. A lot of 90s kids were going through and they were trying to understand more of what kind of things were going on and why folks were really struggling with background noise, tension, anxiety, why kids were just not doing well in school and struggling with self-esteem, self-identity, all that kind of thing. And I bring this book out in part because it was kind of the guidebook, I guess, for auditory processing disorder for 90s kids. But I also bring it out because this is the kind of book that can define someone's life. I mean that parents can get a hold of books like this. This is actually a very good book. I used it as a college textbook. I was studying before I got into communication sciences. I tried that for a little while. But this kind of book, while very informative, it also can come with a challenge for anxious parents in particular. Not even so much for the kid. I have noticed over the years that people tend to look for a diagnosis. And once they find the diagnosis, that is who the kid is. Even if they don't say it literally. It's a kid with whatever. Whether they have ADHD, they have Down syndrome, a whole variety of things. And I just want to caution parents, I suppose, that you start out with a person that you take in for a diagnosis, or to understand what they need, how to help them, all that kind of thing. I just want to, I guess, remind that there's still the person that went in for the diagnosis coming out too, but with a diagnosis. And I just really hope that you remember that if you have all these resources to understand this and come to terms with it, that your kid does not. So please keep that in mind, that if you're having a hard time with it, your kid probably will be having an even harder time. Because suddenly there's something that's different about them, and it's causing people to treat them differently. So, just wanted to say something. So maybe you can be a powerful advocate, even more so than you were before, because obviously. But you can be even a better advocate by helping your kid have the resources they need to be a kid with whatever diagnosis they have. And by really strengthening the idea of them being themselves, they're a kid with all the powerful potential that comes packaged with all of the kids. The journey will look different. So, I hope to, once I get this home studio figured out and all, hopefully we can talk about this. And maybe I can make a whole video about it. But for now, I think I need to feed my cat. So I'll talk about this more if this is of interest. Talk to you later. Oh, and by the way, here's my cat, Merlin. Kitty, kitty. Isn't he cute? Anyway, talk to you later.